Hello. Well, oh, I didn't turn my light on. Ta-da. Okay, so today on on my practice, I really want to focus in on my string crossings. I feel like I should be beyond this, right? That's how I feel. I was frustrated yesterday and I was just dealing with it. It's so frustrating. And the thing is that the basics, if you don't get the basics down really well, you're going to have these days where it's just like you know what to play, your fingers kind of know what to do, but because you're sloppy or your technique isn't quite there, you're going to run into issues. So I looked online this morning to kind of help me find some things, and other than the thing that I was doing with Fiddlehead, that the channel Fiddlehead has a thing where it talks about string crossings and how to angle and then change strings and then angle and as you're bowing. Um, and I appreciate that exercise so much, but I felt like there's more to this I need to look into. So I did find another person who is doing did a thing on basic string crossings and things like that. And I think what I'm going to do is play the video that I found. It's actually on a class or on a video called Violin Class, or that's the channel. And my hands are so dry. Sometimes they get so dry that my wedding ring kind of flips around a million times. So I'm just going to play that video for you because I feel like I need to watch it again anyway. So since this is what I normally will do during a practice is watch a video so that I am doing it in tandem. You may hear me play a little bit just to kind of follow along with the video, but I am going to be watching the video that you're seeing and doing it with her. So, okay, let's see here. Let's transition.
String crossings. String crossings is a huge topic, and today I am going to demonstrate the basic string crossings. We start crossing strings only after we learned to play rather well on one string. And for our purposes, I will confine myself to the middle of the bow right now. Again, I will recommend to start there and not at the forward tip. And of course, the most important thing before you start, please check your elbow levels on each string. Be very aware of your elbow levels. So what do I mean by elbow level? In the middle of the bow, we all know very well that we need to check where our elbow is. It should be on the level of the string that you are on. In other ways, you can say it, you should be on the same plane with your string. So for instance, this is the D string level. The hair of the bow, my elbow, are in one plane, and the wrist. Okay, so the wrist should not be up or down. It should be pretty level. Elbow, wrist, and the hair of the bow. Okay, so this is your D level. Then you go to G, and of course it will change to different string. So here you are, 1, 2, and 3. Here's your A level, and here's your E level. Okay, it's very important. I hope you have been doing this and doing it correctly. So now, if you have, we can go to the string crossing. So here's what happens. When you press playing in the middle of your D string, and what I mean by that, you are equally away from G and from A. Okay, so here we are, and you are equally away, or I am rather, and see, I'm drawing sound in the middle. I will be keeping my hand down there so that you can see it better. Okay, so in order to cross to the other string, what should I do? Get away from it or get closer to it? I will choose get closer to it. So here is how we do it. Preliminary exercise is you are in the middle of your level string. Then you get closer to the G, but don't go to the G yet. So now back to the middle. Now I'll be closer to A, but not on A. string to worry about the next one. And then you can cross. So in other words, we always need to prepare to cross to the other string.
Okay, so as I'm looking at this and I'm seeing what she's saying, I'm grateful for this video, for this lady who is because I have a 5-string violin. The strings are closer together. And Fiddlehead's video talks about rocking, which was a great beginning point for me to start at. But what she's saying is that I need to go straight on the center of the string, then rock as far close to the other string without hitting it as I can. And then then go back to the center, then rock the other way as far as I can without hitting. And let me tell you, it's not a lot of room. Those tiny little movements mean so much. Now, I also watched another video of hers where she talks about the different positional playing as far as the bridge goes and how you can have loudness and softness on the bridge or in this area near the bridge, and how this area closer to the neck is going to be softer and this is going to be louder just by its own things. So many things can go wrong with a violin. So many things. And yeah, I mean, I give it up for people who can master this instrument, because I think it is a lot of practice time. I think it is a lot of time spent being frustrated. I think it's a lot of time spent with good teachers and good advice so that you are a better player in the end. So I'm going to be working on this for a good portion of practice today, is just getting that string crossing down, being close as I can to the other strings without hitting them, and then moving on. Once again, I'm not standing in the right position. I'm locking my knees, which is not good. I'm standing now in the correct position. One foot holding and distributing my weight, the other foot in front. Now, what's great about this is that if I want to, I can rock forward and I can rock backward, and my knees will never lock in this position. This is definitely giving me a better sense of the strings. And because it is 5 strings and they are closer together, I'm not going to be having a lot of difference. Like, my elbow is like... That's pretty raspy. Wonder what's going on there. Okay. My G string seems to have a lot of room to move. to get to the point of is that I know the difference between the strings to the point where it's oceans apart, so that I know if I'm hitting this string, I know the range with which I can go before I'm going to hit another string. That it's going to be so clear to me where it is. In contrast to the G string, the A string does not seem to have a whole lot of room. Now that could be because I might be holding my bow at an angle. If I'm holding my bow at an angle, it's not going to feel like there's a lot of room. I'm trying to keep my bow as straight as possible. That D string does seem quite flat to me. We're going to test that out, make sure we're good. Okay, getting out my handy dandy trusty. And by the way, the guitar tab application is free. It's got tons and tons of apps on it. It's the one in the center there. It's called Tabs with the little guitar G with horns on it, whatever that means. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the tools portion of the app. I'm going to select the chromatic tuner. I have actually changed that from just being a guitar part. I might not have shown you that correctly. So I'm going to the chromatic tuner. And when you want to change that, you can, instead of just being for a guitar's tuning, you can go up to settings and change it to a chromatic tuner. It is just slightly flat. I'm gonna do my windshield wiper now just to make sure I am not caving my thumb in, because the thumb must have strength to it too. So I want to make sure that that's in the correct position, have my hand in the correct position. I'm working on pinky strength right now. This helps with pinky strength. You'd be amazed how weak your fingers are and how much dexterity you can achieve and how sore you can get from playing the violin. Okay, now I'm going to walk the stick. Walking up the stick. This is the easiest part because, of course, the frog is heavy. The top of the stick is pretty light. Now that I've reached the top, we do the hard part. Walking down the stick. And the worst part about this is that you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm getting oil and residue on the hair of the bow. Yeah, I mean, if you have a different stick you want to do this with, or a bow that's old that you don't use for anything anymore, that'd probably be a better idea. Just a thought. Just a thought. All right. Oh my goodness, I made it to the frog. Thank you, Lord. All right, let's see where I'm at. Hey, if my audio sounds a little bit more live today, it's because I figured out that I hadn't switched everything over to mono, and it was trying to record in stereo. What a silly person I am sometimes. But now you get me in stereo. Aren't you lucky? Okay, now. Okay, doing okay. Today is a little less frustrating for whatever reason. I don't know, but we shall figure it out. So for right now, I'm going to close. I just can't stand seeing that. Okay, there we go. That's better. Okay, so yesterday we were playing around with C'est Si Bon. I haven't had a chance to listen to it again. So I don't know that I'm going to look at it again. Sometimes when you're looking at some of these pieces, you can make yourself a little bit crazy, especially if you're doing new pieces all the time, not going back to things where you're working on them. So I think today, though, since we're working a little bit on string crossings, I'm going to work on an exercise that I haven't done in a long time. And poor Jasper, he's so tired. He's just clunked out over there. Okay, so this is an exercise sheet that has Russian writing on the top. Don't ask me what it's from. I can't even remember where I got it. I got it months ago, and it's just basically working jumps and things like that, all in first position. So I'm going to work on that, hopefully sound or get somewhere with that. So I'm going to start at the very beginning of it. Now this has 3 sharps, F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, which is going F sharp, C sharp, G sharp. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same exercise, and even though my intonation is a little bit off, my fingering, I'm still going to try to do it at the top of my bow and see where I'm at, because I'm trying to work on my hand and the flexibility in my hand. Now I'm going to try it down by the frog. Okay, so down by the frog, and yeah, there's mistakes and there's not perfection. I'm not worried about perfection or mistakes at this moment. I will tell you where I felt this exercise. I felt it right in my tricep. So that was interesting. Now I'm going to move on to the second one. Okay. 1, 2. Okay, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm not even playing the right notes at this point. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Oh, that's not even right. When you misread music, it's so much fun. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I lose count. It's in the same place though. I mean, really, I feel it right in here. So I just really have to, I'm going to count that out just because it's so, I don't like playing the same thing over and over and over again. It bothers me if I don't, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's 6. 6 times. And this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is 6 times. All right. Wow. Don't like playing things like that. So it's like I have to count it. Because if I try to follow along with it in the music, my eyes just don't track it. Plus, it's really small. Now I've lost track. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now down at the tip. Make sure you got your bow doing the right thing, your hand. Okay, now let's do it at the frog. Okay, so that's once again right in the tricep area. And let's do the next one, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 again. And actually, I think it's the opposite exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 again. Okay. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Lost count. Okay. Now the next exercise is pretty cut off, but oh, I didn't do it down by the tip or by the frog, so I gotta do that. Okay. All right, now by the frog. Sometimes being by the frog just means you're just gonna not sound good. Okay. Not horrible by the end of it. I am feeling a little bit in my fingers now, just because they are kind of working. Got to get that done. And I seem to find that my bow tends to get ahead of my my fingers, my fingering hand, my note hand. What do you call it? My left hand. Sometimes just the can't think. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one's 6 too. Oops. Let's do that. Ugh. 6. Just scratch it out. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there as well. Feel like 6. Makes sense. Okay, next exercise. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. by the tip. Just having some fun. All right, that's good. That's a lot of cool exercises for your hands. Let's see. What can we play? Really should, I think what I'm going to do though, before I play any song, is I just really want to go back to that place that, you know, we watched that video at the beginning and we learned more about string crossings, and I just want to go back to that. I just feel like, you know, I get so frustrated when I hit other strings. I just want to go back to that and just make sure I'm doing it right. First, making sure my hand is in the correct position here. No tension. There we go. I'm hitting the mic, that's a problem. Once again, I'm not trying to hit the other strings. What I am trying to do though is find the middle as far as I can to the one side and as far as I can to the other side without hitting the other strings. In a later video, the same lady that I played at the beginning, she talks about when you play with your bow and you're hitting it on the side and then you're flattening it out straight, but then to try to just more advanced would be just keeping it flat. I'm not at the point of keeping it flat. I could try it. Yeah, I'm not there yet. Better to master the other parts first before going on. not only am I worried about where my bow placement is, but I'm really worried about the flexibility in my fingers and hand. I want there to be flexibility. The more I try to control things in a rigid sense, the more tension I'm going to add and the more it's not going to be good. Now I've noticed that when you push the strings down, even though on open strings it's easier to not hit the other strings. As soon as you start pushing down on the strings, you may find that it's easier to hit the other strings. So that's why I am Now I'm not playing an E because I want to hear it. Sometimes if you play a good E or a strong E on your A string, what's going to happen is that then you can't tell the difference because the E string will ring, and that will not be good. So practice time is fun time. I'm going to try on another string. Yeah, I definitely think that the A string is the hardest of all of them. Yeah, it's definitely going to be something that's going to come with time, being patient with myself, congratulating myself when I screw up, being more of a, how do you want to say, just being kinder to myself. I mean, yes, frustration's going to happen, but I'm just going to keep going. See, some of these notes, they like to play on other strings. Mateus 919 says epico. I don't know what that means, but God bless it. I hope it means something good. I have no idea what epico means. Maybe it's in a different language. I just don't speak. Once again, that's that area where, you know, I'm kind of all over this area. I haven't gotten to the point where I can tell these parts apart, so that I'm able to focus and get, you know, that dynamic sound. Certainly if I try to play soft near the bridge, it's a very wispy sound. But if I try to play closer to the neck, it just naturally plays quieter. That was the same pressure. So that should tell you something. Okay. I'm not going to worry about it. I think if I want to keep playing, let's see. Well, I think what I'll try to play right now. Oh, that's right. I think that we're going to be doing Jangology this next practice session with the group, and I just want to make sure. I don't know it. So I'll listen to that later. I won't submit you to that. Make you go through that. Alrighty. But I could try to play this next one and be slow and kind to myself. So I want to make sure I have my starting pitch correct. And the difference from playing a B natural and then going to a G versus playing a B flat and going to a G. That is something my fingers haven't quite gotten used to, and I need to work on that. And that's usually where my pitch variation comes in, and where I screw up the most is when I'm trying to hit pitches that my fingers automatically think, oh, yeah, this is where you go. And then I realize, no, no. Okay, so once again, trying to play like an F sharp rather than an F natural. So once again, phrasing, definitely an issue. Still struggling with phrasing. I think I'm going to need to take some time to get that down, so that I'm not being like a singer and taking like a breath in the middle of a long note. That's phrasing. When they mess that up, that's bad phrasing. Same thing with bowing. I should be able to hold a long note through the entire extension of my bow, but I'm not planning ahead. I'm just trying to get through the melody. So you can tell I'm a beginner. Okay, and then my intonation has to do with finger placement. that's that phrasing again. Yeah, I ran out of bow. Shoot. All right, so string crossing fail. Once again, playing up higher on the neck, getting closer to the other strings. We are talking millimeters of distance. Millimeters. It is so easy to hit the other strings when you go higher up on the neck. Just so you're aware of what I'm doing, the highest note you hear is actually the one I'm pressing down with my pinky way up on the neck. This is the E. This is the D. Here's the A string. Which I'm playing a high, high E on. Super easy to hit the other strings. Super easy. In fact, I don't even know that I could avoid them if I tried. This is where mastery comes in. I'm not there. We will get there. We will get there. Now, if I wanted to, I could play the last note of Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead on an open string. But how boring is that? There's no vibrato. It's just... Oh, wait, no, I can't because it's an E flat. So I really do have to hit it here. So I think that's one of the things that they never talk about in any of these videos where they discuss, you know, like string crossings, is they never really talk about how when you go higher up on the strings, how much easier it is to hit the other strings. Definitely difficult and makes life so much more exciting. Anyway, okay. So beyond that, la 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 la. Oh, there's Bassa Dorado, but because I'm on a flat kick, that didn't sound right. I'm going to take a look at Body and Soul. Now, Body and Soul is in the key of D flat, which means we have five flats to deal with in this song. I don't mind that. I can do it. I may not do it beautifully, but I'll do it. Now I wonder if it'd be... think that's easier. So that phrase is difficult. Okay, issue. Ah. What am I doing? I'm jumping up to a B flat on the D string, because playing the A flat to D flat in the next, or sorry, A flat to B flat in the next phrase is weird on two strings, and it makes more sense to keep it on one. Okay, whoa. I messed that up. Okay. So I like the jump, and I think it works. I think it's one of those things that if you continue to work on any kind of a jump, it'll come easier and easier, and you'll figure it out through muscle memory where your hands should be. Kind of like where the strings are, but for whatever reason, I think it's because it's coordinated between two areas. Maybe that might be why. Let's try the song again, this time with the changes, see how well we do. Well, in that case, my bowing went crazy and went too close to the bridge. Where am I? There you are. At the next part, at A. Okay. take a look at that. I'm going to start I think I'm going to do A again, because that part is hard. Okay, so that wasn't as bad. Let me just do it one more time. I'm gonna do it again anyway later, but because to end the song you have to go back to A. I messed that up. I didn't even do the jump. Ah! Yeah, nice. Okay, let's try this again. It was better the first time. Well, we're going to come back to it at the end, but now we change key. So we change key to the key of D rather than the key of D flat. D flat, wow. Okay. So just like anything else, once you're used to a key and then it changes, it can totally mess you up. Not that that's all that's going on. Could be a lot of things. Oh, I'm on the wrong. Helps to start actually at B and not on the other one. I just want to make sure I'm starting back at B. Wow, just ugh. Sometimes I think to myself, that note needs to be on that string when it's really not. When it's still on the same string. And so I start tilting and doing stuff, and it's like, why? Why am I playing it like that? And it's because I'm messed up. Okay. I love the tiny little eyeglasses they put on in this book. It's so cute. By the way, I'm playing out of the Django 2008 book. Once again, not playing on the right string. Did it again. I forgot the jump. I'm starting to do the jump of, like, before I'm done playing a note, I'm like all over the place. Ugh, come on, Amy. Well, squeak, hitting other strings. Ah! Frustration. Terrible. Do it again. Oh, now my fingernails are hitting other strings. Well, I tell you what, we ended better than I thought we would. But I still think that jump is worth it. Jump, jump, jump. Now, I kind of wonder if I can play the entire song on one string, which, if you remember the video we watched at the very beginning, she said the beginning of being able to play well on one string is a good idea. So, in the interest of science and silly things, I think it would be a lot of fun to play this all on one string. The lowest note I have to deal with is a D flat, I believe. No, it's a B. So we're going to start on the G string. Wow. Did I like loosen this? No, it's just I'm playing so far up. I can't even play the string when I get up that high. Can't even be done. Can't even be done. Because I hit the other strings like... Can't do it. Which is an interesting development. One wonders, is my bridge too tall? Could that be my issue? Or is it a question of something else? And knowing the limitations of your instrument is incredibly important, I think. So that's cool to learn. So before I quit, which I've actually already gone over an hour, I want to just re-practice that playing of this piece. Like just, not of that piece, sorry, of the string crossings. So that's the G string. All right, that was the D. Here's the A, the hardest one. Straight in the middle. Now to the top as far as I can go. And to the bottom as far as I can go. Much harder, much harder. Middle. And then the E. The E, for whatever reason, is not a problem. Well, because it's kind of a standalone string, just like on my violin/viola. or 5-string, is the C is standalone. A little raspy there. Okay. Well, that is practice for today. I hope you guys got something out of it. I know that I did. I'm much less frustrated than I was yesterday. I feel like I've made a slight breakthrough. And any breakthrough, you should just congratulate yourself and just say, okay, another day. And practicing for a whole hour and 15 minutes, hey, kudos, woo, good job. So, putting my violin away, I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. Work hard at whatever your passion is, and eventually your passion will guide you to your next thing, or whatever it is you want to do. But keep practicing and keep trying and keep pushing forward. Even if you're terrible right now, eventually you will find proficiency and skill. Thank you again. God bless. Bye.